Hey, Shalom. It's GMF Louisiana Saints coming at you once again for another lesson, man. This lesson here is based on the misconception out there that you have to pretty much teach in the hood. Well, basically teaching the hood for our people, man, to bring in our people. You know, we're going to show otherwise. Because that's why the name of the video is the Yahawashi teaching the hood, or the quote-unquote ghetto. We're going to find out. You know, but as always, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders, apostles, GMS, peace and blessings, salutations out there to the hopeful elect, man. Shalom to you, brothers, man. You know, but we're gonna pretty much go right into it, man, because you got these Tupac Shakur as Israelites, man, that believe that you gotta do it for the hood, man. You gotta go out there and preach in the middle of the project in order to bring in your people, but they miss the scriptures where it says different points, man. You know, the Lord didn't teach in the hood, man. The Lord is not about waking everybody up. You know, that was last time. When we came out of Egypt with Moses, it was for everybody. Just go around, everybody's not making that trip, man. Everybody's not waking up this time around, man.
Right.
You know, so we're gonna get right into the scriptures and right into the lesson, man. You know, we got books, we're gonna go into different words, we're gonna go into different articles, man. So you brothers, Lord willing, this is edifying, you brothers stick around, man. You know, start over there. Yeah.
This is Luke chapter 14, verse 23. It says, "And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled."
Right, man. And that was strictly directed to his men of the Lord, back then and now. To go out to the highways and hedges, man. Now we're gonna find out in this lesson here, the highways and hedges don't even consist of the hood, man. You know, it don't even really consist of the hood. It's the chief places. And we're gonna really get into it. We're gonna really hop into that word that Elder Tahop brought out, and I believe in Acts 16:19 about the agora, or the marketplace, man. We're really gonna see how things supposed to be, and what the format that Yahawashi laid down for his men to follow and to guide us, man, on teaching on the highways and byways, man. Yeah, that was it on that. Go ahead with that.
This Proverbs 8:1. Do it not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the paths. She cried at the gates, at the entry of the city.
Right. Yeah. He cried at the gates at the entry of the city, man. Wisdom is going to be found on the highways and byways. True wisdom, sound doctrine is going to be found in the chief place of concourse by holy men of the Lord, man. Men that's not gonna come at you for money. Men that's not gonna be pretty much being a burden unto you, man, but giving you sound doctrine, man. Okay, they're gonna be found. You're gonna find these men being in different age brackets, man. You know, and they're gonna be teaching you on these highways and byways every particular day they go out there, which for us is Saturdays. Many other times it'd be Sunday for brothers, man. But you're gonna find them out there, rain, sleep, and snow, man, consistently, man, diligently, man. You know, that was it on that?
At the coming in at the doors.
Huh. That was it? That's right. You're gonna find wisdom. And wisdom is brought to you through men of the Lord, man. You got a little more?
He went to 3, verse 3,
Yeah.
1 to 3.
Yeah, I went all the way. Yeah, that
All
was
right.
right there.
So first order, give me that right there.
It says Palestine in the times of Jesus.
Right.
Yahawashi.
Right, Palestine. So we're gonna trace some of the walk that Yahawashi went through, and some of the places. We're gonna name some of the places which when you get down to it, these are major regions where most of the Jake was at, man. Jake was in the interiors of these different places, man. You know. Go ahead and read them.
It says Galilee.
Galilee is a major place where Jake's dwell. So-called Jews, was actual Jews dwell. Okay, go ahead.
Samaria.
Samaria was another one, man. Go ahead.
Judea,
and
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. That's it. So go back up here and read me that, man.
Gotcha. Galilee. Jesus came from the town of Nazareth.
You see Yahawashi.
All right. Salakia. I didn't really want to say that. Yahawashi came from the town of Nazareth in Galilee. This northern territory of Palestine was also his most important area of activity.
It was his what?
Most important area of activity.
Go ahead.
It says, apart from the large towns of Sephoria and Tiberias, Galilee was a country area, and agriculture was the main occupation. The lake of Gennesaret, if I'm saying it right, was famous for its fishing. Yahawashi is said to have found his first disciple among fishermen. In the time of Yahawashi, Galilee was surrounded by numbers of Greek cities.
By numbers of Greek cities. We're going to get into this. Go ahead.
There were also in Galilee a group of 10 Greek towns.
Remember that, a group of 10 Greek towns. Go ahead.
It says the Decapolis, thank you, Tawab. The rest of the area was Jewish.
The rest of the area was surrounded by Jews, man.
Sure.
So the main thing I want to get into, because he read you Galilee, Samaria, Judea, and Jerusalem. These are regions where Jake was dwelling at, man. So I wanted the brother to get into this Decapolis, man, and spell it out for him too.
All right, this is the Decapolis. Decapolis. The Decapolis is only mentioned 3 times in the New Testament, but the League of 10 Grecian Roman cities had an impact in Israel. After Alexander the Greek's death in 323 BC, his 4 generals carved his empire into 4 kingdoms.
You can bring the generals up.
Into which shared a contested border with Judea. Ptolemy ruled the Ptolemaic kingdom in Egypt. Seleucus ruled the Seleucid kingdom in Syria, Persia.
Right, that's a key point, Syria, Persia, and also the other one, because one of the main regions in Egypt, right, was Alexander, man. Alexander was a hotbed for Jews living over there, man. You know, but go ahead, Doc.
They continue Alexander's dream to Hellenize the world.
God.
All right, you want to say what Hellenize means?
Right. And Hellenization was Greek-speaking Jews or Jews that took on the customs of these different regions or provinces they lived at, man. You know?
And set up these 10 cities for Greek settlers, soldiers to live in.
Right. And what we're gonna find out is these cities were pumped. They were pumped in with wealth and money and different commerce, man. They were like these big major cities you have now, California's, the New York's, the New Orleans, the Chicago's, and different things like that, man. We'll get into it, but go ahead, Doc.
They had their own court system, currency, temples, theaters, and armies.
Right, and we're gonna find out that they actually blocked Jake from even coming into that. So that's how we live today. A lot of us stay on a lot of you so-called Negroes, a lot of our people stay on the south side of some town, over the railroad track, over the bridge, okay? And pretty much what Esau, the Edomites stay. They stay on the good side, plush, manicured lawns, birds chirping, houses are what we say, beautiful. And half the time you can't walk over there. You walk over there any time of the day, you get rolled up by the police. But this was the same thing was going on back then. Okay?
That's right.
But go ahead, Doc.
That fatness of the earth.
Right.
Calm. But they clashed with the Hebrew populace.
They clash with who?
The Hebrew populace,
Go ahead.
whom they considered beneath their civilized society. Circumcision was considered barbaric and monotheism absurd.
And monotheism absurd, meaning they hated our people because they believed in one God. They believed in one power, man. At the time, go ahead.
The Jews were equally repulsed by their pagan worship and umbilical sexual practices.
Right. Which these Edomites was practicing in, man. You know, all type of orgies and shit like that. You know. Go ahead, Al.
And resisted their cultural intrusion into Yasharala.
Right, man. So go. That was it. Give me another page, y'all.
What you got highlighted?
Yeah.
All right.
It's the same thing.
In the midst of the 1st century AD, the 10 cities of the League were Scythopolis, Hippos, Gadara, Raphana, Dion, Pella, Jezreel, Philadelphia, Kanatha, and Damascus.
Right.
Gadara was the original capital of the League, but it was replaced by Damascus. The cities participated in the Decapolis as a means of mutual protection and a security against the Semitic neighborhoods. Wow.
Right. Read that part again.
Gadara was the original capital of the League, but it was replaced by Damascus.
It's the point. Go ahead.
The cities participated in the Decapolis as a means of mutual protection and security against the Semitic neighbors.
The Semitic neighbors were who? Jake's, man. So-called Jews. They protected and set up security so that Jake don't come in those different sections of the cities. Those different cities, man. That was plush and beautiful, man. Set up theaters and things of that nature. Just like today, man. You go to certain parts of like California, they don't want to keep you in the hood. You can't go down to where they got the Gucci stores and the different high-priced theaters where you can get wine and cheese as you eat and watch movies, man. So the same thing was going on back then, you know?
I can see something out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even on a small note, just like this brother just stand Metairie, they be having securities and certain kind of certain security services just riding around in the divisions, man.
Certain parts of Uptown,
Certain parts in the Garden District, they have private patrol just riding around, man.
Like over there by Tulane.
Yeah, by
When
Tulane
you
too,
by
man.
Tulane, you just got the security just riding around.
Just ride around from street to street, just patrolling, man.
Right, man.
You got it.
So the same thing was going on back then. They had a mutual setup where they were protected and they secured those parts. Just like out here, for instance, when they had the actual killing of that dude in Baton Rouge, you Jake would tear up your hood, but they protected the actual wealthy parts of the hood. Wealthy parts of the
Let me tell you what happened. Jake was in the hood them couple days for probably 2 or 3 days, and they were just in the hoods, coming in the hoods, picking and playing music in the hundreds and thousands. They said somebody got the light bulb. Man, why we over here? We need to be protesting against our enemies. We need to be over there in the Broadmoor area. Man, them Jakes went over there to Broadmoor and left the hood to go protest. They were met by hundreds of fucking city police, man.
Yeah.
As soon as they went over there, the white people, man, them cops, then they tried to cut off both sides of the street like they did in Atlanta, remember?
Yeah.
And they tried to go in the streets. It was hundreds of, it was about, I say, 500 niggas. And them police came out there and battle ran, riot again, got their asses out the way. But as long as they was over there in the hood, they didn't fuck with them.
Right. So, give me that Matthew first, and then I'm gonna get that from her book.
All right, Matthews 4:24. And his fame went throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken.
Go up to 23, y'all.
No problem. Matthews 4:23. And Yahawashi went about all Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, and preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing all manner of sickness and all manner of disease among the people.
So I'm giving you the before, because guess what? Every man up here, we went through that phase of wanting to save all our people, having a heart for your people as we say, you know. But once we gain experience and once we gain knowledge of what we're dealing with, you start to wise up. And what the scripture says, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, man. You can't be running around here like a goddamn copper top, man. You gotta have some intelligence and some wits about yourself and know what you up against, man. But two-thirds are our enemies, man. And we gotta know that these niggas are animals, man. You can't be amongst them. So the same thing is going on with Yahawashi. This is the before. Yahawashi was teaching in Galilee. Yahawashi was all in the mix. But we're gonna get into the meat of the matter of things, man, and show you. He's smarting up over time, and then he's like, man, the hell with them niggas, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, and his fame went throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils.
Right, had different demons and shit on them, man. Go ahead.
And those that were lunatics, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them.
Right.
And there followed him great multitudes of people from Galilee and from Decapolis.
The same thing the brother brought out. Those different towns. So Yahawashi was getting all these people from different regions of Syria, Galilee, those different from those 10 towns, from 10 cities. What it is? Decapolis. Decapolis.
That's what
And we're gonna show you what was going on in Decapolis, man, in a minute. You know. Go ahead, Al.
and from Jerusalem, and from Judea, and from beyond Jordan.
And from beyond Jordan. So they were coming from all about, man. So how can the Lord just only deal with the people in the hood when they got people coming from all about, man? You know, that's why we go out to the highway, because you're dealing with a mixed multitude of people, man. You're not just dealing with one demographic of people, man.
Right.
You know? Give me that one you got, Al.
I can say this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because everybody don't know how to work the internet. You still got some overhead people, even young people don't know how to work the internet, man.
Right.
Some of them, some of them don't even have YouTube. They be out there walking on Canal Street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some Jakes don't even have Wi-Fi, man.
Yeah,
You know? Let's be serious. Some Jake, you go to some of your kin people house, man. You know, they don't even have baking soda in the ice box, man. You know, you be real. You know, you go out, you got start at 31.
This Mark 7:31, it says, and again, departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon, he came into the Sea of Galilee through the midst of the coast of Decapolis.
There you go again. So Yahawashi was traveling all from Tyre and Sidon, and that's one of the main points we're gonna get into in a minute. Tyre and Sidon, what was going on? Because Tyre and Sidon was part of the Decapolis coast, man. You know, these 10 cities.
Yeah, that was on the coast.
Right.
Tyre and Sidon. That's what the Philistines were. We had to run them out of there. And the Phoenicians, we had to get them out of there.
Go ahead, Doc.
You want me to get Tyre?
No, I want you to read. Just read down first. We're gonna go back up to it.
It says, and they bring unto him, one that was deaf and had an impediment in his speech impediment. And they beseech him to put his hand upon him. And he took him aside from the multitude and put his fingers into his ears, and he spit and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and said unto him, Ephata, that is, be opened. And straightway his ears were opened, and the string of his tongue was loose, and he spake plain. And he charged them that they should tell no man, but the more he charged them, so much the more a great deal they published it.
Right, so it went, hey man, Yahawashi healing people, man.
Yeah.
You know? He wasn't just doing this in the hood, man. Okay? We're gonna get into it. Go ahead.
And were beyond measure astonished, saying, he had done all things well. He making both the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak.
Right, so let's get into it. Man. Go up to 31 and get Tyre and get Zidon.
All right, this Tyre right here.
Strong's G 5184. To us.
This G5184, it says Tyre, a rock. It says a Phoenician city. Phoenician, Salaki. A Phoenician city on the Mediterranean, very ancient, large, splendid, flourishing in commerce,
Come on,
and
man.
powerful by land and sea.
Flourishing in commerce. So that don't sound like the hood to me, man.
Well, no.
That wasn't the hood. Okay? That wasn't the hood by a long shot, man. You know, you got any more? Or go get
Make sure
I got Saddam.
you good, huh?
I'm gonna get Saddam. Huh?
Yeah, sit down. Get sat down.
All right.
Strong's G 4605. Sidon.
This G4605. Saddam. It says, I'm gonna get straight to the point. An ancient and wealthy city.
Ancient and what?
Wealthy city.
Wealthy city. Go ahead.
A Phoenician on the east coast of the Mediterranean Sea, less than 20 miles, 30 kilometers north of Tyre.
Come on, man.
A wealthy city.
A wealthy city, man. That don't sound like the hood, man. That don't sound like the MLKs of the hoods, man. The, what they call them? The Malcolm X's, the Lennox Boulevards, and Grape Street and Paru Street and shit. That don't sound like that to me, man. You know? Go to real quick. Give me I'm gonna need you to get the dictionary and give me John. Well, just get John 7 and 1. Well, he can get it. He can get it out.
I'll give it to
You just give me John 12 and start at 1.
John chapter 12, verse 1. It says, Then Yahawashi, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, which had been dead, whom he raised from the dead.
Keep going out.
There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of them that sat at the table with him.
What's your lot? You know what I'm gonna do? Bring out that John first, because it's gonna be kind of lengthy. Bring out that John.
This John 7 and 1. It says, after these things, Yahawashi walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him.
Right, and that's the head cutter, man. Because to all you Tupac Shakors out there, all you guys that think you're supposed to go to the hood, what is the word jury? And what does it mean? Read it one more time, Mike. You know?
This John,
And this is hold on deck this real quick. Hold on deck John 4 and 4. John 4 and 44. I'm needing to get the word testify in that. But this is the time when Yahawashi smartened up. You know, he been new, but this is the time when he knew what he was dealing with, man. It was no more. But every time he talked to them niggas, man, them so-called Jews, they wanted to ride, they wanted to put hands on him. The Pharisees, the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees wanted to catch him up. Everything he did for his healing, they wanted to catch him up on the Sabbath day. They wanted to, you call yourself the son of the Most High, and, all this other stuff, man. We gonna show it, man. So he, the Lord through experience, because he was a young man from the age, from his youth all up to the age 33, dealing with them, man. So he knew what he was dealing with through experience. Give me that real fast.
This John 4 and 44. For Yahawashi himself testified that a prophet had no honor in his own country.
That a prophet has no honor in his own country. So amongst us as Jakes, what's our own country? What's our own
hood.
The hood.
The hood.
The
ghetto.
We have no honor there, man. So why are we there teaching them niggas, man? Them niggas are bugged out. They on every coke, pill, scissor. There it is, man. Why? Hostility. You go out there and teach them niggas having shootouts. They up there gang banging, prostituting. The niggas will tell you, hey man, you fucking up my comfort.
Fucking up my block, man.
What he said? He fucking my money up.
Yeah, man, they ain't getting it. So get that word testify for me, huh?
Okay. Testified.
Whoever get it first.
you got it, brother?
Yeah.
Strong's G 3140.
Monterrey. Go ahead.
To be a witness, to bear witness, to affirm that one has seen or heard or experienced something.
Seen or heard or experienced something. What is the thing thing that Yahawashi experienced, man. Them niggas want to put hands on them in Galilee, Samaria, Judea, in them different regions, man. So just like we would do, the Lord shook the dust off it, man. Got the fuck, man. He went to the cheap places, man, where they're gonna be, where he can reach the Gentiles. He can tell the other nations what's gonna happen, just like we do, man. You know, that was it on that. I got a little more, right?
That he knows it because taught by divine revelation or inspiration.
Right. You can go back to that John 7:1 one more time.
This John 7:1. It says, after these things, Yahawashi walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him.
Yeah, because the Jews sought to kill him, man.
Niggas. Niggards, man.
Right. Jump to that John 12. I'm gonna get to the point. Go to 12 and 35 and read down to 37, man.
You don't want to get jury?
Oh yeah, get jury. My bad.
Show where
My
it's
bad.
at.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, this jury.
Strong's G 2449. Udiah.
You got that?
This G 2449. It says Judea, he shall be praised, going back to Judah in a narrow sense, to the southern portion of Palestine, lying on the side of the Jordan and the Dead Sea, to distinguish it from Samaria, Galilee, Perea, and Idumea. And in broader sense referring to all Palestine.
Now get jury in the dictionary. You hold that.
And the Zonovan,
Oh yeah. Well, not the Zonovan, but the Merriam-Webster.
the Merriam-Webster.
Dictionary.com. Let's get it. You know, jury, which is Jewry. It just said Yahawashi didn't start to teach in Judea because the Jews sought to kill him, right?
You know, the early definition of it. You got it.
This is
You got it?
from dictionary.com.
Speak a little louder.
This is from dictionary.com. The word jury is a noun, plurals, juries, the Jewish people collectively, a district inhabited mainly by Jews. Ghetto,
The ghetto. So read it one more time, huh?
a district inhabited mainly by Jews. Ghetto.
Ghetto. Now go back to John 7:1. Let's drill this in, man.
This John 7:1. After these things, Yahawashi walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry.
The ghetto, where them niggas was at, man. The hood, the projects. What else them niggas say for the hood?
Bodega.
The bodegas they wore.
Little man.
You know. Go ahead.
Because the Jews sought to kill him. You want to show that video where how the hood look? Bodegas.
Yeah, go ahead. We're gonna, like I said, I'm trying to keep on.
He had that video.
But go ahead, get that.
This the Webster's Encyclopedic Unabridged Dictionary of English Language, and the word is ghetto. It says a section of the city in which in former times in most European countries all Jews were required to live in. A section predominantly inhabited by Jews. U.S. a section predominantly U.S. a section of a city, especially a thickly populated slum area.
Thick populated slum area, man. Go ahead. It's gonna tell you.
It says inhabited predominantly by Negroes, Puerto Ricans, or any other minority group, often as a result of social or economic restrictions.
Israelites.
Right. Did like they say they call them niggas barbaric? And they look down on them because what they say, they civilized, look down on them for their civilization.
Circumcision and monotheism.
Yeah, man. The ghetto. So Yahawashi didn't teach in the hood, man. He ain't even dare to go to the hood with niggas after that, man.
They got another something else on there. It says settlement outside the city wall.
Yeah, they had 2 niggas on the other side. Like I said about the 10 cities that were built. So go to John 12 and start at 35, right?
Yeah,
Sure, they got it in
on
the
the
book.
third definition, they say archaic Judea.
Yeah. Judea, man. That was a hood, man. Read it. Say it aloud. Say it aloud again, huh?
On the third definition of Jewry, it says archaic Judea.
Yeah, Judea. So when that brother read to you about Galilee, Samaria, Judea, and Jerusalem, those were considered hoods with Jews live, niggas, man. Okay? And the Lord wasn't teaching that, man. The Lord was teaching on a broader scale. What would I say? Well, it was a flow of different Hellenized Jews.
Different
Jews
nations.
yeah, and Zora. We're gonna get into that, man.
Different nations.
Come on, give me that in
I got you. This is John chapter 12, starting at verse 35. It says, Then Yahawashi said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light.
God.
These things spake Yahawashi and departed, and did hide himself from them.
Yeah, them niggas, man. It's because they sought to kill him. You know? Go ahead.
But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him.
Right, man. In them same hoods, man. He did all type of miracles, healed them niggas, man. And they still didn't believe, man. Go ahead.
38.
Oh, that's 30.
That's it. That was it on 37.
Give me that part again. I think it's 35.
Alright, it says, Then Yahawashi said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth.
Give me 37.
37 says, But though he had done so many miracles before them,
Yet he done so many miracles before them. Go ahead.
yet they believed not on him.
Yeah, man. So these are people that seen the Lord walk on water, did miracles, and they still don't believe, man. So where is that with you Tupac, you guys got them Tupac demons on you, man. They want to go to the hood and think you saving these niggas, man. You want to give out Hebrew CDs and pamphlets, you know. You want to chase down cars, knock on the doors, and think you doing something, man. You ain't doing nothing. Yeah, man. Jacob's an animal, man. 2/3 are animals, man. You can't, them niggas, it follow themselves downtown and act of food, man. Want to fight and all type of shit, man. How much more in the hood?
Yeah.
I can see this out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, Salak, I just want to make a point.
Go ahead. You got that.
I just want to make a point. What's that? I forget the dude that he parted off from GMS. Wasn't he going door to door, knocking on people's doors, telling them the truth? Something like that. Sakari now.
Oh yeah.
Like, did something transpire with that though? Then somebody was like, "Don't come to my door, man." Like, I mean, you see that deal? We deal with that with Jehovah Witnesses and people like that of some sort, man.
Right.
They got a video on YouTube with Jehovah Witness. They knocked on the door with a dude. He was enlightened somewhat, and he lit their ass up, man, with an AK-47. He started telling them what this mean in the Bible, what that mean in the Bible. Like, man, up here was 2 women. Up here, man, they took care of it and flat it out, man. That's an old video, though. What you got it on?
That happened to me in Barakia.
Right. Somebody give me Acts 16 and 19.
I get it for you.
And you give me that word right there, Agora. And I'm going to get that brother to read what it is, man. Bring a precept while they get that.
All right, this is a precept about how we ended up in the ghettos and the slums. This is 1 Kings 8:35. When heaven is shut up and there is no rain, that rain represents prosperity, and the Most High giving us good things, because they have sinned against thee. All right, for transgression against the Heavenly Father. When you read Deuteronomy 28, he told us he's going to put curses on us. The ghettos and the hoods and the bodega, all those places are cursed. That's the cursed part of town. We call it a ghetto, but you can just interchange that word with the cursed, man. All right? Because a lot of these ghettos that we know as ghettos, before Jake moved in there, they were thriving neighborhoods that looked good. But when Jake come in there, guess what it turned into? A shithole. And that's because Jake is what?
Wild animal.
Cursed.
Yeah.
We're cursed.
They spray painting on the wall, they pissing this shit in the hallways, they busting glasses, they knocking out stoplights,
Robbing each other.
robbing, killing,
Yeah.
shoes on the power line, trash everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Hollering ass babies and shit. Go ahead,
You're right, brother. If they pray towards this place and confess thy name and turn from their sin, when thou afflictest them. So when we're in the ghettos, it's because Yahawashi put us there to afflict us, to discipline us, all right? You walk outside, you smell piss shit. You see crackheads running up down the street, stealing their neighbors' lawnmowers and coming to sell it to you. You know? Verse 36. Then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sin of thy servants and of the people Israel to teach them the good way therein that they should walk and give rain upon their land. That's prosperity. All right? This devil, he got the door of heaven. He's getting his rain in season right now. All right? That he lives in the suburbs. All right? Which thou hast given to thy people for an inheritance. Now here go the point. 37. If there be in the land famine, it's famine spiritually in the ghetto. Nobody's well nourished in that motherfucker when you read Isaiah 1 and 5.
You know, grass,
Nothing.
dirt,
Just everything. Then when people grass grow, nobody manicure and lawn and cut their shit.
They buy grass.
Yeah.
They buy patches of grass. Like,
If you notice, most of the time in the hood, they could care less about how the grass grows.
Yeah, even if it's growing, they don't manicure it.
That I don't even be grass. It be mainly wheat.
Come. If there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust. Now this is not literal pest and blasting, mildew, locust. This is just poverty. Those words, you link those words with poverty. What does the locust do? It destroys you. So what happens when people in the hood do get money? The locusts come take it. You see what I'm saying? All right. Blasting and mildew. What blasting and mildew do? It fucks up your house. It brings down your house. Don't it? You know, when you look at our place spiritually. All right. And the caterpillar. What does the caterpillar do? When the caterpillar see green vegetation, he just start eating it. All right. All right. And if their enemy besieges them in the land of their city, who besieges us? When you in the neighborhood, who riding up and down the street? Don't they call them 12? Centurions all day. You don't see that shit. What Fury said on Boys in the Hood? You don't see that shit in Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
And that's the enemy. Whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. And in the ghetto, that's where you find high blood pressure, homosexuality, incest. Incest run rampant in that motherfucker. You know, just every manner of wickedness is in that bitch because the curses of Deuteronomy 28 on us. You got it, out.
All right, you got that? You got the scripture? Go ahead,
This Acts 16 and 19. It says, and when her master saw that the hope of their gains was gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers.
Right, so let's get marketplace, man.
Strong's G58. Agara.
G58, Agora, an assembly, especially of the people, the place of assembly, for public debating.
For public debating, that's one. These niggas not gonna debate you in the hood, man. They don't know a goddamn thing, you know? Which, I'm gonna say this, what you see here in this room is an example of all different walks of life. If the Lord was to have us back in the world, we probably wouldn't even come across each other half of us in the world. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about, quote unquote, the hood, because I'm from the hood. A lot of brothers are from the hood, but it's just a beautiful thing how the Lord, you know, simultaneously put different men from different walks of life around each other, man, and together to make one body. You understand what I'm saying?
Like I said, this out.
Hey, go ahead.
Me, you and this brother went to the same school. I ain't know none of y'all.
Yeah, man. Shit, man. You know, but then, you know, with certain brothers, we ran around the same people almost, man. Never led each other into the truth.
God,
That's how the Lord works. You got brothers in this thing that are from, and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it through different apostles, man, of old, man. But you got men that are well off or well established in this thing, man. You know, but they're in the truth though. Go ahead, Al.
It says for public debating, for elections, for trials, for buying and selling, for all kinds of businesses.
For all kinds of businesses, man. There's no businesses in the hood. There's no businesses in the hood. They all shut down, half of them. Nothing but the pork goddamn, the pork restaurant ran by Mr. Joe. That's barely holding on. The real tips and shit.
Get us a neck bone.
Yeah, give us a neck bone. And a soul food place. Ain't shit that, man. You know? Give me that, what you got with the Lord, Rod?
Says the New Testament word for marketplace is agora. The agora was not only the shopping district, but was also the center of civic life. The agora was surrounded by public buildings, shops, and colonnades. Here the children played, the idle loafed, lawsuits were heard, and public events were produced. It was public, not private.
It was public, not private. Go ahead.
Open, not secret.
Always in the hedges.
That's right. Open, not secret. Go ahead a little more.
Dangerous, not
Dangerous.
safe.
Dangerous.
Not safe.
Not safe, man.
Nuts.
So being on highways and byways or in the cheap place of concourse is just as dangerous as being in the hood.
Yep.
Okay? It's just as dangerous, man. You can get stabbed up out there, shot. You know?
It was an example.
Yeah. Yeah, today was an example. Nigga pulled out
A rat tail.
a rat tail comb and shake wanted to shake me and the brother, man. You know? Because he hot. You know? But it is what it is, man.
Sock seller.
Yeah, a sock seller.
If I could add,
Go ahead,
IUIC tried it at that time, remember?
Yeah.
Almost lynched them niggas in the hood at that time.
Yeah, told him get the fuck out of there, man. You fucking up my corner, man.
Cool.
But we out there in the Agora, man. And everything is going down with that brother Red. Everything is going down, man. Public debate, buying and selling, shopping, you know, sightseeing, everything's going on in there, man. But that is done in the chief place of the cities, man, wherever they may be at. And it was done back then too.
Yeah.
It wasn't done in the hood, man.
I can say something now.
Hey, go ahead.
Man, that'd be like your downtown areas, your
Right.
CBD areas,
Right.
anywhere where you got like where we bring it up.
Business district.
Huh.
You got everything around. You got
A lot of
courthouse,
people.
a little further down.
Yeah.
You got none but businesses.
That's what it said.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You got something up? Hey, go ahead.
Just to wrap it up, it says the cradle of the church was the marketplace, from the preaching and the public ministry of Yahawashi to the daily acts of the apostles. The central scene was the marketplace.
The central scene, the hottest spot in the city to be is what? And was in the marketplace, man. You're selling fish, beads, fruit, clothing, carpets, sandals. You know, you got all the, even down here in New Orleans, you got all the big timers down there, man. You got all, when I say big time, you got your guys with the boards, with the little, trying to trick you to get the little ball. You got your pickpocketers. You know, you got your slick talkers. Everybody down there, man. Everything is going on in Gora, man. Not the hood.
That same street, you got Harris Casino, you got Saks Fifth,
Yeah.
all that on the same street.
Yeah, man.
How you supposed to condemn all the other nations, man? They out there too, in the marketplace, man.
Hey, give me, while you say that, give me Matthew 24:14. That's the spirit that you said that, man.
And not only that, if I can say real quick, not only that's the chief place of concourse, like the brother gonna bring out, but that's like the upper echelon stores too, for spending wise.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the bodegas, everything is much cheaper. You get the family dollars and things like that, everything $1.
Meat
When you
specials and all that
when you get in that area, like just downtown Louisiana, where we from, New Orleans. You got Saks Fifth Avenue, like this brother had. Everything in there is price tag high, man.
Right, man.
You know, it's meaning it's a what? Well, area of commerce. Commerce. That's it.
Hey, go ahead, Doc.
Matthew 24:14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations."
It's all nations, man. This gospel here, the same gospel that we talking about. It ain't preaching to all nations for their benefit, but for their judgment. You got to tell 2/3 their judgment. You got to tell the Moabites, the Ishmaelites, the Edomites, Amorites, you gotta tell them their judgment, man. That what's getting ready to happen from Yahawashi, man. So they gotta get told what's going on, man. You can't do that teaching to one demographic in the hood, man.
No, right.
Okay?
It's impossible.
It's impossible, man. So we're gonna go through some other examples real fast before we, be over with the lesson, man. But
Want me to finish it?
yeah,
And then shall the income. That was it.
right.
So, add on what you just said. Most High want us to come out here, what Jeremiah 28:8 say? Go before great kingdoms and prophesy his downfall.
Countries, kingdoms.
All right, so who is this kingdom about to fall? Who ruling this kingdom is about to fall? Americans, Edomites.
Yeah.
You're not about to see them in the projects.
No,
So how they gonna hear their judgment
Right.
in the
they
projects?
won't.
Right.
How they gonna get mad when they hear us bringing out this doctrine of light? They start turning red.
But if you don't mind me saying, that's the catch. Jake don't want you to tell Esau their judgment.
Yeah.
They just want to be the ones that condemn you for what you doing, man. That's all.
Lock it.
They don't want to hear their judgment.
Now they don't want
Lock
You
it.
want to tell it to them.
So I don't want you to tell Esau nothing,
And
and I don't want you to tell me nothing.
Mark, my bad, Mark.
13:8.
Yeah, 2 and 13 down to 15.
Fuck Jake, man.
We're gonna give
Man,
him
fuck you niggas in that hood, man.
Right.
Fuck these hood niggas, with the exception of the elect that comes out of those hoods, man.
Right.
Who cares? Somebody said, who cares what a dead man thinks?
That's
Right,
right.
man.
He's dead. He has no permanent thing.
Let the dead bury their own.
He has no
All right,
back.
man.
Precept. Unless they somebody.
Hold on.
I'm about to bring it up right now. All right, this is Mark chapter 2. We'll start at verse 13. Right out?
Yeah.
Mark 2 and 13. It reads, and he went forth by the seaside, and all the multitude resorted unto him, and he taught them. And he passed by, he saw Levi.
Levi is another word for Matthew. So now we're gonna get into emphasizing about Matthew and see what position Matthew played in the Greco-Roman Empire back then when Yahawashi was walking, man. Go ahead.
The son of Alphaeus, sitting at the receipt of custom, and said unto him, follow me.
Keep going.
All right. And he arose and followed him. And right there it says tax office in the Bible. It says tax office. You gonna find a tax office in the hood? Hell fucking no. All right. And it came to pass that as Yahawashi sat at meat in his house, many publicans, sinners, sat also together with Yahawashi and his disciples. For there were many, they followed him.
Well, there were many that followed him. So let's get into Matthew. Understanding who this guy Matthew was and what his position was. Give me that first, huh?
This is the readiness.
Well, good. Tell them what it is.
All right.
They
This
don't
is,
believe. Tell them what it is.
this is the Pictorial Bible Dictionary with topical index. And this is Matthew. I guess this is the explaining in depth, what was going on in the outside time.
Yeah, about the Apostle Matthew. Go ahead.
It says the readiness in which Matthew responded to Yahawashi cause seems to indicate that he had previously come into contact with Yahawashi and his teachings, and had already decided to dedicate his life to his cause.
So then, go ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
That Yahawashi should have chosen a Jewish tax collector, a Jew tax collector, who was in the employ of the Roman government to become his disciple.
He was employed by the Roman government, man.
It's a high office.
It's a high office to be in. And he couldn't come in contact with him in the hood.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a more meat. Go ahead.
It says to become his disciple, and indeed remarkable. Tax collectors were bitterly hated by their own countrymen and regarded as
He was a Jew, so who he was hated by?
his
Other
own
Jews.
countrymen. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hated by his own countrymen and regarded as little more than quishlings.
A quisling, which means a traitor, a backstabber.
Been a big owner.
That's what they were calling tax collectors back then. Go ahead, Al.
However,
Say it again, I need to use that one.
Quisling.
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 We get educated here,
I'ma
man.
use
Quisling.
that,
Fuck, Quisling.
However, Matthew's background and talents will be a great value to Yahawashi.
Why? Go ahead.
As a tax collector, he was skilled at writing and keeping records. In addition, he must have been a man of deep spiritual convictions. This is revealed by his concerns for his former colleagues, whom he invited to dinner at his own house.
Right.
Which is he said the Luke's account in 5:29 through 32.
Right, that's it on that, man. I mean, he had to be a well-educated guy, man.
And I bet you he didn't live in the hood.
He ain't live in the hood. I'm really gonna bust him wide open. Bring that out, Doc. Bring out the one about the tax collector first. Go ahead.
Matthew, called Levi and Luke, worked as a tax collector for the Roman government.
Wait, what you reading?
Oh, I mean, what were their professions?
No, what's the name of the book?
No, it's an article.
Oh, it's an article, all right.
He would have acquired some education and reputation to achieve this job. His job provided him with considerable wealth. Considerable wealth, because tax collectors earned a portion of what they collected, as noted in the story of Zacchaeus, another famous tax collector who followed Yahawashi.
Another famous tax collector
That's the one that was in the tree.
Con.
Yeah, he said he was gonna give all his money back to the ones he defrauded.
Right.
Con,
So
actually.
that means he was learned according to that society then.
Right.
Matthew and the other guy was learned according to
He
that
was high
society.
up in the Roman thing. So how can Yahawashi come in contact with a wealthy guy? You think a wealthy guy is got a apartment in the hood like C Murder? He got a room in the project like C Murder?
Exactly.
No, man. He ran in contact with him with the rich man, getting cheese and sprints and wines, man. That's where he at. Go ahead, dog. You got meat in that, man.
Matthew invited Yahawashi home and threw a party that included many of his sinful friends. Matthew's wealth may have helped fund Yahawashi's ministry.
Ooh.
Laceration.
Go ahead, dog. Is it on that? Jump to the fisherman, man. We gonna go ahead, dog.
Andrew, Peter, James, and John, the sons of Zebedee, worked as fishermen. And it cites Matthew chapter 4, 18 through 22, relates that Andrew and Peter were fishing, plying their trade when called, and James and John were mending nets with their father. The Bible states that these two men weren't just fishermen.
Hold on that. Go ahead, dog. Acts 84.
The Bible states that these two men weren't just fishermen, but business owners, along with their father, for they employed others in the business. Now I can just say this, it's important to know that, because when you hear fishermen, Jake thinks just some guy on a boat with a fisherman hat, but they actually own, like they own the business.
They were well off, man.
People. They employ people.
They employ people, so they had money, man. They were well off. You can't find that in the jewelry, man, or the ghetto. You know, which they got Jake that got a little something, but you have to go mingle around the people, man. You got to go out. You know. Go ahead, Al.
Thomas, Nathaniel, and Philip may have also worked as fishermen, for they were all together and fishing when Yahawashi appeared to them in John 21, following his resurrection.
Right, that was it? Yeah, give me that.
Acts 17 and 16.
Get the word, I'm going to tell you in a minute. The book's about.
Acts 17 and 16, it says, now while Paul waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred up in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. Therefore disputed he in the synagogues with the Jews and with devout persons.
And with devout persons. Go ahead. We're going to come back to that. Go ahead.
And in the market daily with them that...
It's the same agora. In the market daily. Go ahead.
It says with them that met with him. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans.
Right, that's Epicureans, like people that had the philosophy of food, man. Food and wines or drinks, something like that. Go ahead.
Living licentious lifestyle, given into all kinds of passions like
Right.
sex and drinking and
Go ahead.
It says, and some said, oh, slack it says, then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics.
Celtics were people that enjoyed pain, man. They had a thing for getting tortured and pain and shit. They had a philosophy of that shit.
Like
Go
some
ahead.
dominatrix.
Yeah, that type of shit. Go ahead.
It says, and encountered him. And some said, what will this babbler say? Others say, he seemed to be a setter forth of strange gods, because he preached unto them Yahawashi and the resurrection.
Right, cause them Paul was in the Aspen then. You know, this them talking crazy about him. Go ahead.
And they took him and brought him unto Arabicus,
Go ahead.
saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is? For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. we would know therefore what these things mean, for all of the Athenians and the strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else but either to tell or to hear some new thing.
So let's see who these people are. Now let's go back up and read it again one more time. The verse 17. And I need you to get I need you to go into that word. There's two words.
Devout person.
No, devout person needs to go down to, they're gonna say adore and reverence. We need to go into the dictionary and get revere and adore. And see what type of people was there when Paul was teaching in that agora, man. Go ahead.
It says, 17, it said, therefore disputed he in the synagogue with the Jews
Go ahead.
and with the devout persons, and in the marketplace daily, with them that met with him.
All right, let's go. Let's see who the devout persons was.
Strong's G 4576. Sable.
G4576. It says to revere, to worship.
To revere, to worship. You know, go ahead. Go down in the Strong's.
Go ahead.
Strong definition.
Alright.
Go ahead.
It says to revere, i.e. adore.
Adore. So let's get in the definition what it means to revere and to adore.
I got revere right here.
Give revere out.
This is revere. To regard with respect, tinged with awe, venerate.
Yeah. To do what with respect? One more time.
To regard with respect, tinged
To
with
regard.
awe,
Yeah. To regard with respect. And I wasn't talking about your D-boys, man. I wasn't talking about little Pookie and little Ray Wade and them, man. That was people higher up in the Roman Empire, man. You know, maybe in 9 times out of 10, it was they celebrities of that time. They got celebrities walk past us all the time. NBA basketball players, actors, mayors, senators,
rappers.
rappers, all type of shit, man. They could be found in the chief place of concourse, man. The downtown areas of the cities, man. Just like back then.
Then one time that governor walked past,
Right,
that
No.
bitch name.
Blake Griffin
Mary
walked up down y'all.
right. Bring it out the door.
Secret senator.
this is the word adore. To regard with the utmost esteem, love, and respect and honor.
You think that's going on in the hood?
Nope.
No, man. It's not going on over there, man.
No love, Trig.
Right. Give me
The
that.
second and third one.
What you about to say?
The second and third one.
What you got?
The second one says to pay divine honor to worship.
Yeah, to pay divine honor to, man.
And the third one to like or admire very much.
So that must be a celebrity, man. A person higher up in that society, man.
And what that third one was again?
To like or admire very much. And they have one more. The fourth one, it says to worship.
And a lot, I mean, the main thing I was gonna say about it is what just a couple of weeks ago, the Saints played the Rams, and when we was bringing it out, we was about to start camping. We had like 3 or 4 fucking lineman from the Rams walking right past the camp. Aaron Donald and the rest of them niggas, man. So that's proof right there that we in the
Gotta
area.
get it out.
NBA young boy, all them niggas walk past.
Matthew 24, 57, 58.
Yeah, that's it.
Give me the one about Simon, man. Let's see what went down with Philip. Acts 8 and start at 4.
Acts 8 and 4. It says, therefore they that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word. Then Philip went down to the city of Samaria and preached Hamashiach unto them.
27 and 58. Yeah, he got it right now.
Yeah.
He got it.
Acts 8 and 4. It says, therefore they that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word.
They that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word. Go ahead.
Then Philip went down to the city of Samaria and preached Hamashiach unto them.
Go ahead.
And the people with one accord gave heed unto these things which Philip spake, hearing and seeing the miracles which he did. For unclean spirits, crying with loud voice, came out of many that were possessed with them.
Go ahead.
And many taken with palsies, that they were lame, were healed. And there was joy in that city.
Right, go ahead.
But there was a certain man called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery.
Go ahead.
And bewitched the people of Samaria.
Right, go ahead. You were using magic, man. Go ahead.
Giving out that himself was some great one.
Go ahead, some great one, man. Go ahead.
It says, to whom they all gave heed, from the least to the greatest.
Go back up and read that part again about the sorcery and read down.
All right. It said
Good part, man.
9. Acts 8, 9. It said, but there was a certain man called Simon.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Which before time in the same city used sorcery.
Yeah.
And bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one.
When we talk about that,
To whom they all gave heed, from the least to the greatest.
From the least to the greatest. So that would have to be Jakes from the hood and people that was higher esteem. Status, man. Go ahead.
Saying, this man is the great power of God. And to him they had regard, because that of long time he had bewitched them with sorcery.
Right. Let's see what's going to happen.
But when they believed Philip preaching the things concerning the kingdom of Yahweh.
So Philip is that in the same, basically they in the glory. I mean, he got all type of shit going on downtown, man.
Right.
So Philip is there too. While Simon doing his thing with the magic and shit.
The poem reading shit.
Palm
Just
reading
like
shit.
out of the terrorists.
Yeah.
That's just like the same thing. They bewitching people. You know what I'm saying?
So you got Philip down there. He's preaching. He's bringing it out, man. Among what? Going back, he's going among the small and great. So you got a little bit of Jakes from the hood, poor Jakes. You got the top status people that out there, man. So let's see what's gonna happen.
It says, then Simon himself, it says, but when they believed Philip preaching the things concerning the kingdom of Yahweh in the name of Yahawashi Hamashiach, they were baptized, both men and women.
Oh, men and women. Go ahead.
Then Simon himself believed also.
So Simon left off from the magic shit and started believing also, man. Go ahead.
And when he was baptized, he continued with Philip and wondered, beholding the miracles and signs which were done.
God, man.
That show you, man, the Most High he get people from every walk of life.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Bring that voodoo priest on in here.
We got another headbanger. Another headbanger, man. This is another one. Go ahead, Al.
This is Matthew 27 and 57. It says, when the eve was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea, Matthew, Arimathea, named Joseph, who also himself was a Yahawashi disciple.
He was a secret disciple of Yahawashi, a rich man. So can you find a rich man in the hood? Can you find a rich man in the church's fried chicken, man? Maybe the Popeyes. Maybe the Piggy Wiggies and what they call that other shit? The Shell gas station and shit, man. You know? The one, you ain't gonna find them there, man. So you gotta go out and meet these different people that gonna have different walks of life flowing by, man.
Right.
You know? And it's all up to the Lord to make him here tonight, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Get the one where it says it was actually a secret disciple. It's the other one.
Which one? All right, go get it, John,
that's that one. 19.
John 19
It
and
don't actually
38.
say, yeah, this account 19 and 38. I'm on it.
Alright.
It says, and after this, because it's the same one I just read. I'm on it. This John 19 and 38. And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahawashi, but secretly for the fear of the Jews. Now, then like you said, our elder apostles and said they got men that secretly rich that they ain't gonna say. We ain't gonna even say their name, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
There's a few times the elders like, man, we know ball players
Secret
that
disciples.
know about this thing that ain't gonna say nothing.
I ain't gonna say nothing about it, man. Secret disciples, man.
And what they call that? An inside joke. We think we done found Cornelius, man. You know, Cornelius is even, he's not, that's an inside joke. But hey, man, they gonna come from different walks of life, man.
Absolutely.
Different occupations within this Roman Empire. You understand? Go ahead, Doc.
And that's why he says secretly. But secretly for fear of the Jews.
Yeah,
Niggas.
yeah, he was afraid of niggas, man.
Nice.
Yeah, he was somewhere higher up in the status that he couldn't let nobody
See
take
him.
his cover up away.
Them niggas running down on him and take his diamonds and shit, man. If he had it in there or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas will be niggas.
And through a testimony, it was two times I went to Dallas. You had Mark Cuban, the owner of the damn Dallas Mavericks, went up to us twice, man, and gave us pieces and shit. And he knew about what we do, man. You think he gonna come out and change the name of the Mavericks to the Hebrews? No, that ain't gonna happen, man. But does he probably secret watch videos? He maybe do. He might follow, man. You know? Hold on, but go ahead. Let our brother speak. I gotta get this thing.
You know, like the brother was saying, though, man. You know, niggas in the hood, they gonna have the wrong perspective on if they found out that certain men was prophets of the Lord, they gonna have the wrong perspective on the man. You know, they gonna have the wrong thought process on this man. You know, oh, you believe in that stuff? You know, you supposed to be one of, Negroes always want you to be one of them. You supposed to be a part of the black community.
You know, in this society, it's like in this society, everything is media. So if you got some type of status, you know that shit gonna go viral. Oh, the cult, everything that's negative, any negative connotation that goes with understanding that you're a Hebrew Israelite, that negative connotation gonna go into that person's status.
So you agree with them raping little girls? You know what I
They
mean?
don't demonize it. Make you a terrorist.
I'll fuck up your livelihood, man.
Or they'll try to get with the rich man and become friends with him to try to beguile him
Yeah,
out of things.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh, we could get close to him and we friends. Now he gonna give us some money, all for the wrong reason, not for the sake of the truth.
Yeah, you get the rich man around these niggas, they're gonna start calling them pockets, man.
For real.
You know?
Right.
You know?
Pockets.
They gonna kill him.
Yeah.
They gonna kill
Yeah, they gonna beguile him
They
and get him. They gonna get
That's
him.
Elder Pockets right there.
Like when you do get a rich nigga out the hood, what does he do?
He splurged.
No, he
He
gets
shoot
the
out.
fuck. And then when the ones that stay, what end up happening to them? They end up getting tied up, gagged, and put in the back of a car, man.
But the crazy part about it is a nigga suck your blood out you like a leech, man.
Rockers out.
Go ahead, I can't.
Plug that bitch in the wall.
Go ahead, man.
Luke 15 and 30.
I got more.
Oh,
I just gonna finish it out. It says, and after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Yahawashi, but secretly for the fear of the Jews, We saw Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahawashi. And Pilate gave him leave. He came therefore and took the body of Yahawashi.
So he knew Yahawashi, man.
Yeah,
A
he
rich
knew
man.
him.
He was
Rich.
able to get the body of Yahawashi from Pilate, man. You know? And it was a rich man that followed him, man. You're not gonna come, like I say, past a rich man, you know, in the hood, man.
He had connections too to get the body from Pilate. Pilate was high up, man.
You see, and then you got to be spiritual in these scriptures. Although the scriptures call these people rich, when you see Yahawashi talking about the poor, he's talking about that rich man. That rich man still the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Right. See, because we poor in spirit. We like when a rich man get a light in this truth, guess what he know? He finds out I ain't shit.
Right.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He finds out I'm nothing. No matter how much money you get, when you get this doctrine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, why that was that cut that Yahawashi said is very seldom that a rich man should make it into the kingdom, man. And he likened it to the eye of a needle. You know, and that was talking about how the actual structure of some of the buildings was back then. It had that, you know, you couldn't fit a camel through it, man.
They used to fit the camel through it, but they had to train the camel.
Squat down.
Yeah,
man.
If I could add just one point, it's crazy that a Negro put money over having dominion, man.
It happens.
You know?
Well, that's that fruit from the Garden of Eden. That's all it was. Shiny things, bling bling.
Yeah.
Worldly
Perception.
wealth.
Pretty much
And
perception.
what Yahawashi told us, all that. What Solomon said it too. It's all vanity, man. It's vanity.
Same account with Yahawashi. We got tempted.
Yeah.
Remember? The world.
Give them the world, all the
All the
kingdom,
glory.
give them the world.
Give destroy
It ain't
the
worth it.
He was showing them all the kingdoms too.
And
America, Babylon, Rome, they were showing them all that.
yeah, let me bring this out right now.
Yep.
This is Luke 16:30. And he said, nay, which means no, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they persuade, though one rose from the dead.
So they won't even believe a man rose from this. How can you get them to believe us, man?
Exactly.
That's like I went and told her. How can you sit there and hand out Hebrews? You got Hebrew rap and R&B. Hand out to these niggas thinking they gonna get it, man.
Right.
Music ain't gonna get these niggas, man. They ain't believe a man that rose from the dead. How much more you need to go to the goddamn hood, man?
Right.
They're not gonna get it, man.
Wow, that's beautiful.
They're not gonna get it.
And when it says Moses and the prophets, that's what it represents, the Torah and the Tanakh.
Right.
They got that before them all fucking day. Esau got the Torah. He got the Tanakh. Look at the laws that govern us. Is there enmity with the writings of the prophets and the Torah? You know?
Straight up.
So how much a nigga? A nigga got it. A nigga got it in his house, in his room.
Yeah, he got it on the dance board. That bit
Yeah.
That bit crushed his little foot on the dance board. Slide around.
They ain't never swung it.
You got a tattoo.
Man, I went to my cousin's house the other day. My cousin sell dope, you heard me? I went to his house the other day, and he's a nigga, full-fledged nigga on it. So I go in his house, you know me, I see a Bible open on something just like this. What you call it? Nightstand, something like, damn, cuz, what you got a Bible for? Guess what he got it open on? 23rd Psalm. That's what they do. You got it open on the 23rd Psalm and for protection.
Symbolism.
To protection for,
The
to protect.
DEA coming through.
Yeah, the DA, somebody robbing them. You see what I'm saying? Madness, man.
Sure.
So the Bible gonna protect my wickedness.
Yes.
Come on now.
No,
man.
but my point is, that's the type of niggas you gonna go teach. Those are the niggas you gonna be bumping into.
Right.
Niggas who gonna they gonna see you with Bibles, they gonna try and test you. And if they see, okay, you ain't gonna be straight confrontational with you, what they gonna do? They gonna
You gotta bring out that dust.
Hey, he gonna bring it out. You got certain guys that we know. What they'll do, they go get, just because they got kicked out from amongst us, they go teach for a couple of months, and then they go gain them same niggas they got the love for, the niggas from the hood with them gold slugs and tattoos in their face and got their nickname on their forehead tattooed. They gonna bring them in the camp just to see how I'm gaining men. But then the same niggas gonna turn on your ass, man. Same niggas that's gonna probably kill your ass, man. You know, this thing is straight line, man. And like I say, teaching only in the hood is not balanced, man. The Lord is about balance, man. And the most balanced place that you can ever be is on the highways and byways. And it's not saying that we are scared, because some of us from the hood, the same niggas that you saying that we are scared of, guess what? We know half them niggas, right? Okay? Niggas ain't gonna do us nothing, man. We ain't scared.
And not scared of them. Really won't pounce on their asses,
Yeah,
man.
not scared of them niggas, man.
We spiritual.
Okay? Yahawashi wasn't scared of Paul. Hey man, Peter was a soldier and a warrior, man. Peter wasn't scared of them niggas, man. Like what the boy Bernie Mac said, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Fuck no.
You know?
If you here to do Yahawashi's bidding,
Get that.
if you here to do Yahawashi's bidding, that's what it's all about. You're not gonna be able to do his bidding on 3rd, 4th, and Martin Luther King. You're not gonna be able to do it. You got these niggas are brute beasts, as the scripture calls them. Reprobate cereal. Animals.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do it comfortably, man. They're gonna throw eggs on you. Them niggas are gonna paintball your ass. They're gonna talk shit.
Send them babies at you. That's the thing now. The one that's really mad at you, he gonna be sitting back watching, and he gonna send them babies at you. And them babies gonna do whatever.
They'll just pop shoot just to scare everybody from around. Shoot in the elephant.
They gonna send them babies at you.
Scatter the crowd.
Right.
They gonna send them little youngsters at you. And that's just gonna fuck up everything.
Straight dummies.
It's over.
Yeah.
Come on. It's good. You got that up?
Yeah. This Matthew 7:6, it says, give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you.
What is it? Bring it out one more time, Mike.
It says, Matthew 7:6, give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
And them dogs represent the wicked and the wicked. If you can understand, meaning the wicked is our people, they're considered as dogs, brute beasts, man, animals, man. And the wicked represent the nations. You know, it says, give not that which is holy unto dogs, man. Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine.
This is represented as pearls, man, precious jewels. Okay.
Yeah.
This word, man. Okay, go ahead.
I got that word.
Go ahead, let's roll.
This that word pearls. Let's see what it is.
Strong's G 3135. Monogonetes. Monogonetes.
This the Greek 3135. Let's see what pearls is. A pearl, a proverb, i.e., a word of great value. That ain't no necklace. A word of great value. That's what pearl
Now these
means.
scriptures are a word of great value.
Come on,
So
man.
why would you give a word of great value, let alone the name of our Lord, Yahawashi, to some animals, man?
Right.
Niggas that don't even give a fuck. Niggas, when you tell them the name, they gonna go back and light up some weed, and they blow, man. They playing, man. They don't give a fuck. They didn't forgot it, man.
Man, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example of that. I know dudes do the same shit as me. Like my baby mama, she's a full-fledged hood rat. And when me and my mama, we come to the conclusion, like if we send our kids over there to spend the night, and you send them in their good clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens when it's time to come back?
They don't have it.
They don't come back. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So when you send them over there, how you send them over there?
That's right. Not raggedy, but not with the best.
Not with the best.
Okay.
So because you're casting your hard-on work to the swine. That's how it is with this word. This is gold. This is pearls. When you get this to a nigga, man, he not gonna cherish it and cleave to it. He gonna spit on it then run into you, man.
That's right. If I could add this in real fast, are you gonna go around the quote unquote Bloods and Crips and the MS-13s preaching this word, man, to them?
Yeah.
They don't want to hear this, man.
But I'm gonna say this though: if it's formed, it's formed. The
It's
Lord,
right,
the
right.
Lord gonna make you able to when they run into a man of the Lord, man, a prophet, and get it, and receive the word. Not saying there's no hope for them, but the ones, because they're also sincere in the hood. We came from it.
Right, right.
You know, brother's been rocking and rolling for years. You know, so hey, we're examples. You know, it can happen. You know what I'm saying? But for the masses,
Yeah.
no.
And this gonna prove it. This more than pearls in the lexicon. It says a proverb, i.e., to thrust the most sacred and precious teachings of the gospel upon the most wicked and abandoned man. incompetent as they are, through their hostility to the gospel,
Who is that? Niggas in the hood, man.
to receive them,
Yeah. Look, they in them, man.
and thus to profane them.
Man, y'all
Let me read that again. Huh?
Baby's kids.
Come on.
they multiply.
Let me read this one more time. Huh? It says a proverb to thrust the most sacred and precious teaching, this word of great value, which is these pearls of the gospel upon the most wicked and abandoned men. The niggas in the hood don't want this, bro. They don't want this, man. It
You
says,
got niggas out there talking about they teaching drug dealers while they slinging this shit.
yeah,
How?
man.
How, nigga?
Fuck you gonna do that?
Go ahead.
It says, incompetent as they are, through their hostility to the gospel, to receive them and thus to profane them, man.
Come
Got it.
on.
This Acts 22, chapter 22, verse 17. It says, and it came to pass that when I was come again to Jerusalem, even while I prayed in the temple, I was in a trance, and saw him saying unto me, make haste and get thee quickly out of Jerusalem.
That's the Lord telling Paul, man, get the fuck out of there, man. Get from around them niggas, man, in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
This is the point. The point. For they will not receive the testimony concerning me.
Yeah, man, so why are you over there?
You're gonna get jacked the fuck up, man. They're gonna take all your brochures, might take your garment, beat you in your fucking head, take what you got in your little pockets if you got pockets.
Wrong with your books,
Yeah. Hey, put a knot on your head to remind you don't come around here no more, nigga. You know what I mean? You did?
He look like one of them boys that ain't never been fake. Oh, I'm about to change that. Send that boy to the door.
Send that boy to the ones that be walking
That's
up
how
to
they
the
think,
feet.
man. That's how they think, man.
You know? For you simple ones, y'all know y'all out here in the motherfucking hood walking
Bring it
around.
up, bring it up, bring it up.
Go ahead, bring that up,
Bring
bro.
it up.
Bring that
Hold
up.
on, man. Hold on.
So this man, this is a beautiful thing to the argument of brotherhood. The brother did a video from the Mississippi camp, man. This study Bible, and this just a little
Read the scripture again.
yeah, read the scripture again. This is Matthew 7:6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. It says, all right. It says the dogs and swine refer to those who have deliberately rejected the message of truth. Deliberately. These particular animals, it says animals,
Jakes, man.
Jakes.
And who that wild bull in that? Jake.
That's right.
These particular animals were especially repulsive to Yahawashi's audience, man. Careless, heartless ass niggas on the corner banging gang signs, man. They don't want the word of the Lord, man. They set up for death. They banging all kind of gang signs. So like,
That's saying the people that sit up there listening to the word of Yahawashi, nah, man, y'all turn that shit. I don't hear that
They
shit.
repulsive.
They fucking up the people that trying to hear.
That little lame handicap nigga that y'all God ain't my God. You remember walking and shit, man. Yeah, man, the little dog. The little dog.
Yeah, we talking about the same person.
Hey, who y'all talking about? We saw him out the wheelchair standing up. Coming from Starbucks. No, put this on. Hey,
No, he came up one day with me and you did. You told him to take out running. Well, let's race.
hey, we saw him standing out his wheelchair. I thought he was a paraplegic.
I say you fucking cripple. And he was like, he got up out the wheelchair. He said, I'm not a cripple. And then I say, well, let's race then, bitch.
Hey, but look, he was cursing some people out on the corner, out the wheelchair. By Starbucks, bro. When we was bringing it out last week or the week before that.
Yeah.
But he rejects this.
Yeah, that was
I was like, man, that's your boy in the wheelchair. He finally got up and walked off.
He literally got up. So like,
They need to get that Matthew 10 and 5 and let it get lost. Yeah, get that out.
This Acts,
Let them bring this out first.
And this going back to what the brothers bringing out. Second Esdras 9 and 21. And I saw it and spared it greatly, and have kept meat of grape of a cluster in the plant of a great people. let the multitude perish then, which were born in vain.
Right, that's 2/3 that was born in vain, man. 2/3. If you want to go find 2/3, if you want to be the alligator hunter, and you want to find you a beautiful specimen of crackhead niggas, go to the hood. If that's your thing, go to the hood. You know, we ain't mad at you. Go over there, but we're not going over there, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, for with great labor have I made it perfectly, man. And that's his men, and his men gonna come from all different type of walks of life. And we gonna go into the highways and hedges, man.
Right.
We're not gonna go, I just want to make one point. We're not gonna go directly into the Calio and just be up in there and we're gonna set up shop. No, man, we're gonna go into the Agora, man. Where they have men there that know how to hold a conversation. You know what I mean? Because them niggas up in there don't know what they be talking about.
A nigga in the Coway, your local projects, them niggas them niggas don't speak. They don't speak proper language. Them niggas speak yabba dabba do, man.
Oh yeah, that was a beautiful point, man. You say the word sapio or something, they don't know what the fuck you talking
Yeah,
about.
you going over here. I'm gonna go into the etymology. What the fuck is this?
What is etymology?
Yeah. What it is?
I don't know what dictionary it is.
Cosmos and shit. You gonna know what
They
nigga
gonna
head,
feel
man.
If you wanted that apocrypha, they'll be like, don't read that book. Like, you know, just bring it out the Bible, man.
Don't bring this book.
Yeah, don't bring this book, man. I mean, hey, Jake don't know what's going on, bro.
This is Acts chapter 21. Acts chapter 21, verse 27. It says, and when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him, crying out, men of Israel, help. This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people.
Read that again. That's the main part. It's stirred up all people and teaching all people, man. You're not gonna find all people in the hood, man. You're not gonna find not even the whole house of Israel. It's not gonna be in the demographic of just in the hood with Jake. So-called Native Americans, you're not gonna find all of them. You're not gonna find so-called Puerto Ricans in the predominantly Jake hoods, man. You gotta go out in different areas to find them, man. The cheap place of marketplace, man. The booming spot in the city you at, man.
That's right.
Go ahead,
And you want to know something else about this truth? Even when you get brothers out the hood, every brother that come in this truth got some type of form of intellect.
Yeah.
You just don't find that Damon and Debo type niggas
Dumb
just in this truth. Even when they come out the hood, they got some kind of form. They read books, comic books. You know they was into something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know how to play chess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Something, man.
Something,
You got some wizard about it. They're rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they speak kind of rough, but they're some of the most spiritual guys you ever meet, man.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about this truth, man. You know?
And they bring something to the body. You got brothers that know how to fix cars. You got brothers that know how to fix computers. You got brothers that know how to cook, make garments.
Yeah.
We're all part of the body. Yeah?
And like our so-called Latin brothers, they know how to speak a different tongue.
That's right.
Okay? You got brothers, yeah, man, you got brothers, that brother over there, that brother got a lot of talents, man. You got brothers in this truth that are lawyers. You got brothers in this truth that are dentists. Okay? Just like the times are old, man. But we all strive for the ministry, man. Read that again.
Read it again. This Acts chapter 21, starting at verse 27. It says, and when the 7 days were almost ended, the Jews which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people.
That's right.
And laid hands on him, crying out, men of Israel, help. This is the man that teacheth all men everywhere against the people.
Everywhere, not just the hood, not just the jewelry, man. The ghetto. Go ahead.
It says, and the law and this place, and further brought Greeks into.
Ooh, let it go. Go ahead.
And further brought Greeks into the temple and had polluted this holy place.
Right. So who you think them Greeks were? A lot of you knuckleheads are out there talking about them white people.
Yeah.
Who them Greeks are, man? No, you need to go find out. So we know who the Greeks were, man.
Yeah.
You know, give me that out. So we about to wind down.
This Matthew 10 and 5. It says, these 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the ways of the Gentiles, and enter any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Right. Classic scripture. You know? Classic. You know? We're gonna get this word in there though.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
To the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Get the word?
Yeah, buddy.
This the word lost.
Strong's G 622. Apollo.
Greek 622. It says, you want to get the G571? I'll read that
Read
first.
them
I'll
first
read
and
that
then get
first.
the
All right.
G5.
It says to destroy, to put out of the way entirely, abolish, put an end to ruin,
Yeah.
render useless, to kill, to declare that one must be put to death. Metaphor, to devote or give over to eternal misery in hell.
And ain't that Jake? Ain't that Jake in the hood, man?
Lost,
Yeah,
man.
motherfucker, boy.
Go ahead.
To perish, to be lost, ruined, destroyed. To destroy, to lose.
If I can say real fast, they so lost, they ain't even trying to find their way back, you hear me?
Nah.
They don't think they lost. That's the thing.
This
The same word,
the same word, but
different root word for it.
different root. Yeah.
Strong's G 575. Apollo.
There's a lot of reading. Just get to the certain one to read.
Yeah.
All right. It says of separation, of local separation.
Local separation. That's what it meant for local separation.
Separation, yeah.
So, is that for the whole, all of Jake? A local separation meaning you can have a Jake that's in the same city as you, but on the good side of the city.
Mm-hmm.
In the suburbs, as we say. You know? You may live in the country. That's another part. You know what I'm saying? Did that stop him from being a lost sheep? No. It's just the upbringing he might have came in, or the different wealth his mother than might have had, man. Or his different shortcomings might have him over there. You might have Jace in 8 Mile, in the trailer parks and shit. You know?
You do.
I can contest to that.
You got a brother that live in a different city from here, right here from me, and it's like 15 minutes away. But it's a completely different neighborhood, man.
Completely different vibration.
It's a completely different vibration of people, man. And it's 15 minutes away, bro.
That's right.
15 minutes. That's
local
local.
separation, man.
Local separation.
Then they got them way ducked off back.
Yeah, man. After verbs of motion from a place, i.e. of departing or fleeing, of separation, of apart from the whole, where of a whole some part is taken, of any kind of separation of one thing from another by which the union or fellowship of the two is destroyed.
Right. Or not our hoods segregated from Esau hoods,
Right.
from the so-called Mexicans hoods, from the so-called Native Americans hoods,
Yep.
the so-called Moabites. They got, just here in New Orleans, they got a section just for Moabites called Miss You. Ain't nothing but Moabites back there. And guess what? You might have some,
G-Way.
right, you might have some strange, what is it, confusion of faith back there, man.
Yeah, they do.
You do.
They do.
You know?
Yeah, I went to school with I went to school with, I think you went to school with her too. Her name was Hawaii. That was a Jake woman, man. Her name was Hawaii. And then that's a Judite woman, bro.
Thuggy.
She had on the Reebok Classic, the Soldier Reeboks, like Soulja Slim used to rap about. And with all of the highest girls in the school, the more upper echelon girls, the girls who were the dance team captains and everything, she was in the midst of them, right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It was a gook. And she wasn't talking that. Her name was Hawaii. She was talking
That's sister talk. That's
That's sister talk.
I'm gonna tell you about these Hollywood actors in these other nations. They can act, but you know who they can't act like? You will never find a full-fledged Edomite that can play a Jake role.
No.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? But see, so you can't go find a Moabite that can act like Jake. If she's doing it, she's Jake.
She's Jake.
Ain't nobody act
That's
like
Jake.
Jake.
a good example of that when you watch Power Timing. One would say Tommy's a white boy, man.
Fuck
You
you.
Irish,
Yeah, you Irish in the motherfucker, man. That's a Jake.
I got it. It says of a state of separation that is of distance.
Yeah,
That
man.
is of distance.
Yeah, man.
Physical of distance of place. Temporal or distance of time of origin. A place whence anything is come before it is taken or origin of a cause. But a state of separation that is of distance, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, that is.
That's lost.
I brought anything. Y'all bring yours up. We'll end it on that, man.
This is Acts 23. I'm going to start at verse 10. And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain, fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them, commanded the soldiers to go down and take him by force from among them and to bring him into the castle. Verse 11. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also in Rome. So Paul was in Jerusalem right now, and he was having a controversy with the Sadducees and the Pharisees and of his own people because he was preaching the doctrine of Yahawashi with the Gentiles, and they didn't want to hear any of that, so they wanted to put him to death for it. Verse 12, and when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together and bound themselves under a curse, saying that they would neither eat nor drink till they had killed Paul. Exactly, point blank period, in Jerusalem, in the place of Jewry, in the ghettos.
Niggas don't even know how to speak proper English, talking about some niggas.
A nigga that's dedicated it, I'm not gonna eat till I kill this man.
Hey, you can
That's some good shit, man.
Con, you brothers could more. You do have people watching your videos say, "Man,
Oh,
I need to get my hands on him." Verse 13. And there were more than 40 which had made this conspiracy, and they came to the chief priests and elders and said, We have bound ourselves under a great curse, that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul. Now therefore, ye with the council signify to the chief captain that he bring him down unto you tomorrow, as though you would inquire something more perfectly concerning him, and we, or ever he come near, are ready to kill him.
Let me just say this real fast. You gotta be some type of coon to be against this word so heavy that your oppressor is so in your brain to where you want to kill a man for acknowledging this word as heavy as Paul did, man. That's a coon mentality, man.
When them niggas go, we gotta understand, when niggas go pray, they pray, they get on their little bony ass knees and put their hands together, and guess what? Caesar Borgia just pop up in their mind. That little white face just floats in their fucking little head.
Get with his hands together, huh?
Can't let it go, man.
Cesare got his hands out like this.
Yeah.
Right, sing to him.
Yeah, man. Give him that.
Got to hit him.
Come on, who's gonna pray
I got a piece about niggas. This come from GMS Salt, that brother from GMS West Palm Beach, man. Shalom, brother. This is a good precept. This Luke 4:28. And all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath. And when you read up, this Yahawashi was dealing with niggas, okay? And rose up and thrust him out of the city and led him unto the brow of the hill whereon the city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. So they was trying to kill him.
Head first, too.
They wanted to kill him.
Want to kill him, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you deal with niggas in the hood, man. They'll kill you. Now, the Most High's gonna protect his men, but guess what? He put the spirit on his men not to go there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You got that one out?
I got one real quick. This
We're gonna end it on this, brother. You gotta go backtrack on the scripture, but go ahead.
this is Isaiah 62, verse 10. This is spirit because the brother brought out verse 6 earlier, where Howard said he set watchmen that will not hold their peace day and night. Let's find out what these watchmen are gonna be. Verse 10. Go through the gates. Prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway. Gather out the stones, lift up the standard. So you gotta go to the gates and gather out the stones.
All right, man. Yeah, bring that out. We're gonna end it on this, right?
Bringing it down?
Lift up the standard. Yeah.
We had to go backtrack on the scripture.
Can lead us out.
Couldn't leave it out, man. You know, we came this far. Go ahead, Al.
All right, this back in Matthew 10 and 5. I'm gonna start at 5, but the point is really in
14.
11 and 14. Yeah, 11 and 14. But it says, "Go not into the way of the these 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye receive, freely give. Provide neither gold nor silver, nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor your staffs. For the workman is word of his meat. Here we go. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter. Inquire who in it is worthy.
Is every nigga worthy?
Come on, man.
No.
It's a cut.
Gather the
Gather the stones, man. Is every nigga worthy? No. The scripture tell you that, man. The scripture say the Lord got angels to close up the ears of niggas, man.
That's right, man.
They don't hear, they don't see, they don't really just don't get it, man. So everybody is not worthy, okay? Go ahead, Al.
I had the word inquire real quick.
Okay.
This is a
Strong's G 1833. Exitazo. Exitazo.
it says to search out, to examine strictly.
Yeah.
Right? And the scriptures tell you in John, bring forth fruit, meet for repentance.
Right.
So they ain't niggas, bro. Like they may have been a nigga at a time of their life, but they had the decency and the integrity to change for the laws, man. Of the Lord, man. Which the Father have planted that spirit in them from the beginning. To inquire of someone. It says to test thoroughly, man. Right? Don't be trying, man. See if they coming out. If they come, yeah, they come out. You trust them through the scriptures, man. By the Spirit, man. It says to test thoroughly. It says to interrogate. To ask, inquire, serve. Let me see this alternate meaning.
Ultimately, it goes back to the Agora, meaning debate. You gotta debate sometimes to see if a guy is sincere or not, man.
That's right.
You know?
Let me keep on.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, you know, you go to the hood, you're gonna get a lot of spitting and a lot of poke juice in your face, man. Because niggas ain't gonna get it, man. Them brickhead niggas ain't gonna get it, man. Go ahead,
Yeah, it says interrogate. Basically, who in it is word. Seek through, man. It says, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return unto you. So if this, just move on, man.
Yeah, because you got guys that believe, like your boy, you say you got guys that believe that the elect gonna come. What do you say? He said all type of crazy shit. The guy, you know, I don't even want to see the guy's name, but like I said, he throwed off, man. He had that Tupac demon on him, man. He believed that the bulk of the 144 is in the which, you know, he just throwed off, man. The guy just throwed off, man. I don't even want to. Go ahead.
They got a guy who think that one of the brothers was saying they got a guy who think that the chariots is talking about it on Revelation. He say, man, that's not chariots, that's helicopters, man.
Oh yeah.
Yo, this fucking body, bro. He say, bro, believe the scriptures, but that's not talking about chariots. That's talking about helicopters. How helicopters gonna take up the minute of the Lord and change their bodies? Like,
fucking helicopter slow, man.
You see, and guess where he stand? Where the Jews resort. In the slums in the ghetto.
In modern day jewelry, huh?
Hey, when you're in a low place.
Chief police on Judea.
Hey, that's why you know, this brother read the scripture earlier. They said the sick and the lunatic. Jake's a lunatic, man. Go ahead.
Hey, when you, I noticed, bro, when you dwell in a low place, you have very low thoughts. Like you have little thoughts. Your thoughts is in the way. You have low self-esteem. All you think that the whole world, if you live in the hood all your life, I had a partner.
It's a bigger thought.
He go past the bridge before Katrina. Listen, he probably thought that the world don't have Persian rugs. This rug he saw probably be the only rug he ever seen, man. You know what I'm saying? Your thoughts be
My
low.
dad from down here, he used to say, man, people on West Bank,
Never come over here.
They'll live their whole life and never cross the
And they'll never cross the bridge, bro. Real talk. Oh, let me end it off with this, man. But this Matthew 10 and 14, this is the ultimate point of this whole segment, man. It says, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, which is the words of the Mashiach, of Yahawashi Yahawashi. When ye depart out of that house or that city, in that agora, in that chief place, in that house, meaning amongst in the hood, where you at home, right now in the house, wherever, next door, your neighbor, barbecuing, shake off the dust of your feet. You want to get that quiet?
I'm gonna say this too. You know, being where we at, you know, if it came to got hot and heavy, we'd shake the dust off our feet from there.
Yeah.
If need be. We didn't did it.
Yeah.
You know, white girl got crazy, we didn't shake the dust off our feet for a couple of weeks. You know, had to. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man.
And the Lord killed them niggas like right.
Yeah, man.
The next week.
That's right, man. So you can't come in that two-part easy E spirit, man. Loving the hood, loving Jason the hood. Them niggas are wicked, man. Them niggas are, that's what the scripture in scripture said they're laden with iniquity, man.
That's right, iniquity,
Yeah, the whole head is sick, man. How can you save the bulk of these niggas, man? They don't want to get it.
Portrifying swords.
That's right.
And if I can also add, where we teach at on Canal Street, they got niggas out there.
Oh yeah. Niggas, that's what niggas gotta get on that transit. Niggas gotta get on that. Niggas is buying shoes.
We didn't encounter abundance of niggatry.
If you work in the work and you don't have transportation, you gotta come to Canal Street because every bus, every truck gotta come up.
Right.
Whether you going on that side of the river, you going way in fucking Meadow or somewhere. You gotta come up.
That's right, man.
The law gotta purge you out, man.
Hey, we ain't doing like some guys hide on the fucking side street by the brick building by somebody's air conditioning windows, man. we at where you can see us, man. You know, we on Front Street, literally, man.
That's right.
On black.
Okay? We ain't out there on the side of Taco Bell either, man. In the fucking hood. Getting them cheese gordita crunch and them nacho cheese scoops, man. Yeah, man. We on front and center, man. 10 toes down, man.
We in the most popular.
And we ain't scared either. My
We in the most popular spot of this city. Everybody.
Real shit.
Everybody.
Globally known bourbon.
No, worldwide people know about that spot.
You finished. And to be truthfully honest with you, the same spot where you say you don't go to the hood or we in the city or in the Gora place, we see the same people out the hood walk past us all day. Same people.
Hey, in the world, we didn't see
where they go at.
We didn't see niggas get shot and killed, and the guy who shot and killed him walk away. We didn't see it gets down where we at, okay?
Yeah.
It gets down in certain other cities, man. The men of love, we ain't scared about a long shot, man. You know, we ain't stupid though.
That's right.
Say right here, the Agora dangerous, not safe.
That's in layman's terms. Dangerous, not safe.
Man. So it was dangerous back then.
That's right.
I got another book in my bag that tell you that rise
Man, motherfucking Bourbon Canal is dangerous, man.
Real shit.
People get their head cut off and stabbed up. Every time you look on the news, something transpiring around the shot.
Shootouts.
Fights.
It's the business of business and commerce.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous, you know?
Yeah.
And we do it. And another thing to emphasize, we do it around a season called Mardi Gras.
Con.
You got the top con men, scam artists come from all around the world to one place, man.
All seasons.
You know?
In the stores, in the Agora, during that time, hyperinflate.
Yeah, man.
Well, water might be $1.50. That bitch go up to $3, $4. We're in the Agora, man.
Finish this so we can get out of here.
All right. This back where it says whosoever shall not receive you nor hear your words when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. This shake off.
Strong's G 1621. Ectenaso.
It says to shake off so that something that hearing shall fall. By this symbolic act, a person expresses extreme contempt for another and refuses to have any further dealings with him.
That's
man.
right. Go down the block.
Kick rocks, man.
Get out of here.
The men of the Lord ain't losing no sleep behind you not getting this, man.
Straight up.
That's it.
I sleep good on my city Posturepedic, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't think about these niggas, man. That's it.
Nah, I got dust. I get dust and we get out of here,
I
man.
was about to say, truly, the men of the law will prefer for you niggas to get up the fucking block.
Yeah.
We don't want to even waste no time. Even once we see you ain't getting up, right on to the next, back to the
That's
topic.
how John was rocking.
Right.
Welcome.
Hey, we got a sense. What is it? Spider sense. We know when you niggas around, man. We smell frustration and cocoa butter. We know.
Niggas.
We know it's niggas around, man.
Frustration, cocoa butter.
Oh, you said what, like
Jonah
Jonah?
cigarettes, paraphernalia.
Hey, Jonah wanted to see Nineveh get destroyed on the spot. That's how we feel about you
Jonah got
2/3,
mad.
but we know we gotta wait.
Dust.
Good.
I can say shake off. Shake what it does.
2867. Paniaho.
I'm gonna just get straight to the point. It says the term applied to a hypocrite
Sure.
who conceals his malice, his wickedness, under an outward assumption of piety, man.
Yeah.
You got it, right?
You know, and that's like when you dealing with niggas, man.
That's it.
When you dealing with those guys, they'll come up like they want to hear, oh man, I received that, man. Hey, bro, what you saying is real, man. That shit real. Walk off. Them niggas fucking crazy. Man.
No, it's one even worse. Yeah, you know, I support all that, brother. I just said disrespectful.
So you tell them we gotta cut your dreads off and stop smoking.
You don't feel no more.
Hey, brother, can you stop smoking a cigarette by me? Niggas blow up.
Right. That nigga asked you not to go smoke by me. That's all I asked.
Man, it's a free
Don't
word,
take it,
man.
come
You
what?
tripping.
You know where they coming with?
I can bring this
God say come as you are, man.
I can bring this up.
Not like that, bro. You gotta.
So that
No,
means
you
you
mean
going into the
coming up.
kingdom of heaven with a pack of cool.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
A
I'm
box of
set
Maggie
as you are.
Miles and what, a pack of switches or whatever?
Wow,
It's
bro.
a non-latest.
It's crazy the mentality of these niggas. They call us
Big shot.
hypocrites, but we stay on the same vibration. You know?
Hey, show them that video and we can get out of here on some nigga
Read
shit.
this right quick.
Unless you want to leave it out right there. The video we took earlier.
Sirach 21:14, the inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel, and he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth.
That's right.
Now, come
That
on.
was it.
And those guys can't hold
None.
this water, this river of living water. It's gonna burst. You know what I'm saying? They can't use this bread of life. Yeah, no.
What volume?
They like-minded, man. The Most High say he give subtlety to the simple, man. They simple. They can't take it. It's too much, man. All they can take is like-minded things.
Yeah.
Cars, clothes, hoes, weed. That's it.
That's it.
They don't even think like brother was saying outside the hood. Man, let's go take a vacation to Bahamas.
Yeah.
They might not go that far. You know?
What's Bahamas?
No,
That's shit off the TV. That's not
something
real.
as simple as going to eat some Mediterranean food.
Yup.
You see
something
that?
like that. They don't know what an olive is. All they eat is burgers and fried chicken.
Yeah,
What they
yeah.
sell at the Arab store.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't go in the hood, cause this in the heart of the hood right here. You want to show it? Show it. Hey, this in the heart of the hood. We took this on the way of coming to camp to solidify this video. After we show you that, man, we gonna rock out here, man. This is why we don't go in the hood and teach. This in the heart of the hood of New Orleans, right here.
Right here.
Tell me if it's on
Here. Turn the volume up. It's gonna be late, like
Yeah, just hold it there.
it's gonna be late.
Alright.
Check it out, yeah.
What happened? You was good.
Check them out. That's what's going on in the hood. He in the middle of the sidewalk, digging himself.
Playing with
Playing with himself.
Astronaut, man.
Nigga is an
That's the niggas in the hood.
astro man.
Can he get it?
Kenny, how you gonna hit? Look, there you go. Check him out. He digging in himself too. He got a bag of hot Funyuns on the side and a pack of donuts with 3 of them in there, man.
So now look, how would a man of the Lord even approach this fucking?
Where we supposed to go?
What you gonna say to him?
Hey, brother, stop digging in yourself, yeah?
Come on, man.
Man, that guy's a Galilean.
Last time. He said you're Galilean.
Nah.
There you go.
Man.
Nigga just on the sidewalk.
And to the unsavory, man.
Does anything good come out of Galilee?
And that's a man, and look, if I remember correctly, that's a man, that's fucking all these right there. That's all these in Cleveland.
That's the heart of the hood.
Come on,
Man,
man.
I'm telling you, if you don't know, like Jake, what they would call in the scriptures that we've been going over, man.
Hey, man, so
Jewelry, man.
and Until next time, man, we hope that was edifying, man. As always, we give all praise to you.
Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
Until the next time, man, we'll give double honor to the elders, apostles, GMS, peace and blessings, salutations to your brothers out there that's, sincere, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
Stay out that hood, man.
Stay out that good, man.
Stay out the jewelry, man.
I'm sure, man.
Fear the nigger
That's
people.
why
Man, exactly.
I heard what I said. Modern day